Okay, the weather's nice today and I have something to test out. This is a camera, the Nikon ZR. You can see it here. I thought I'd spend the day today just trying to see how good this is. I'm going to be a noob in trying this anyways, and I wanted to try to get a variety of stuff. For example, maybe busy city areas, the nature, sunny, dark, and since I can going through like forests and so forth, actually it'll be a good test in that regards. There's also a lot of places with flowers and stuff during this time of the year. I don't have things like ND filters and stuff obviously, so I'm going to have to manually adjust all the shutter speeds and so forth, but let's see what we can capture, huh?
You have other things to do, that's fine. So you could get a shot of it.
Looks like he's kind of just going, he's going to the shore and all the grass is blocking the way kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
So far, it seems like the picture's a lot better in terms of looking at the preview anyways. You guys tell me if you see a big difference. I mean, you're so used to the stuff that I normally capture and all that on the go. This thing has in-body stabilization as well, so right now I'm just kind of walking here to see how it's like naturally. I'm not expecting this thing to be better obviously than my action camera, but it should do an okay job, I'm assuming anyways. One thing that's kind of tricky obviously is just due to the fact that I'm using this brand new. Just trying to find all of the settings, shortcuts, which I'd have to customize later. For example, sometimes I'm trying to focus really close up, but the mode is kind of set to focus, I guess, on wide currently. And then you have to change the manual focus. And I actually did try to focus it, but I can't figure out why. And sometimes anyways, it looks so super sharp when I'm up close to the plant in the middle, for example, but for some reason on the top right, like literally, it gets a little blurry. So I'm trying to figure out why that's the case. It's almost like me trying to use a drone the very first time, huh? You gotta get used to it afterwards. Another reason why I thought I could use this for fun just during times like these too is there's so many times you guys remember where if it's dark, I can't really get good footage. So maybe this will help a lot too with this camera. Or at the same time, the place could look magnificent, but obviously because I don't have a super high quality camera before, I don't really get to show you what I see, I guess, in person. So maybe this would help a lot too if I drag this along a lot of times. It's not too bad too overall in terms of the weight and so forth. You guys be the judge. Do you think the quality is a lot better? I would imagine it has to be anyways. This isn't, for example, a smartphone camera or like an action camera. I remember remember how I mentioned before how I normally use things like the S23 Ultra as my higher quality camera, and with all that repair stuff happening, which they said they'll fully cover, I actually contacted them and they gave me like a shipping label to send it back. But this was another reason I didn't want to just invest in another, let's just say, super expensive phone just to take, let's just say, videos and stuff, because I was eyeing something like this anyways to come out. Now, why did I choose this one overall currently with my thoughts? It seemed like it had the best balance in terms of what I could potentially use it for, other than, let's just say, for work and so forth, because it has a lot of great video features. I know the company Nikon recently bought out the company RED, which is actually used a lot for people who make things like film. So it would be kind of a good option where if I want to do something higher quality than I could. But just note, I'm currently not using the highest settings, for example, like those RED RAW files. I mean, it's ridiculous in terms of the memory you need. I'm currently just shooting, for example, in 10-bit H.265. And as well, this camera has built-in 32-bit float for the audio. That makes it so much easier when I'm walking around, because even with the phone, I'd have to attach, for example, external microphones, have the sound going that way, but this is actually all built into the camera, so apparently I can get great sound with it too, as is.
Flashes are placed. Mountains in the background.
Every one of us is going to stand before God one day. Every one of us is going to be held to an account.
All in all, it seems really interesting though, but what do you guys think? Should I use this as, I guess, a regular capture for the day too, for things like the wildlife and all that? Alright, see you guys later.